Howdy, howdy, fellas. Got a World of Warships Legends match for you today in the Albemarle. It's been a minute. Just been busy or haven't had time, or there's been a couple of times that I've sat down and I'm gonna make a video and it just doesn't happen. But today is the day. Let's get this out. Albemarle, Albemarle, Albemarle. This is, one of the older lines in the game. I put up a Devonshire six-pack a couple of weeks ago that nobody watched because, you know, honestly, I'm not shocked. I think that is a bit not surprising for the line. This isn't the most popular line. You don't see them a lot. What's the deal? So, let me show you my build. So here you go. Here's the build. Zlata Groza. I think I'm actually running a concealment inspiration in this one because I'm at 10-1. With Mimbelli, it's 10-4. I am running refill station here because, I was so excited for Zlata Groza on this line. You saw you can pick up target locator. You can see I've got the little moon. That seems fun. This match seems ideal for it. It's got the 3 destroyers. I got too many things I want to say at once. What do I actually want to say about this? The reason I picked this match, this isn't my highest scoring match, this isn't the best match, but I think this exemplifies a lot of the things that I found while I was playing this build of kind of why it's ended up where it is and why this build isn't any better or more exciting than I kind of wanted it to be. I was really excited when I realized that this build was possible. Here's one of the first things. The Benson is spotted anyway. I don't need to radar here. I'm having to take cover from the Tirpitz because in the Massachusetts in mid because the Albemarle is just so big and squishy. You have to be so careful with this thing. Let me just show you real quick the armor profile of the Albemarle. So there you go. You can see it's got some areas that it can bounce. It's not awful, but it has a squishy nose. It has a stepped citadel, and honestly this ship is just huge. I feel like I take so much damage in the Albemarle, APHE, whatever it is. I have to play really careful. The Albemarle does have a super heal. It's very good heal. I was excited to run fully packed on it to get as many heals as possible, get those radars, get that stuff going. I found that I just don't do enough damage in this ship. I don't know, oh, lost the turret because it's me. I don't know if this build is actually the most competitive on Albemarle. Having played it, how much I rely on the HE and the fires. I think a Fraser build with increased fire chance might actually end up being a little better. But this build was what made me excited to play the line, so I kind of stubbornly stuck to it. Whether that's better or not, did I actually play it with Fraser or not? I know I played Dido with Fraser for the extra fire chance. I was kind of thinking that because these guns have an improved fire chance anyway, that is picking up the extra 3 or 5% on Fraser worth it. Maybe not, but maybe it is. I honestly should take him out, but I just I wanted this build to be it. I wanted to be an agile destroyer deleter, but again, I don't have to radar this thing. This happens to me so much. First of all, a red destroyer is already dead. This Benson has been spotted twice without me radaring him. Please don't see that I just missed every single one of those shots. But this happens to me so much these days. I feel like there is so much stuff that can just find... Yeah, there we go. That one hit. Just pay attention to that one. There's just so much other random stuff that can find a destroyer and shoot it that it's radar just doesn't feel as impactful as it used to be. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just how I'm playing for whatever reason. This build isn't as spicy as I wanted it to be. Maybe it's just the Albemarle overall. Did I put my stats in yet? Hold on a second. Let me check. All right, I did it. Here they are. I've done reasonably well with the ship. I think it is a fine ship, but you can see my damage there, 80k. That's relatively low, especially in my newer ships. Even some of my older ships, not the oldest ones, but kind of what I would consider my crop of tier 7 cruisers when I was like, okay, yeah, I'm taking this game seriously. I think I'm pretty good. They're probably all around like 90k. So this thing, even as I've evolved past that kind of first level of I'm good to, you know, not to pat myself on the back, but like I'm better than just oh good. Um, Even given that, this is just a little on the low side, so I've tried to set up the build a little bit to pick that up, but then I feel like I just start sacrificing a lot of what I wanted the build to do anyway to differentiate it from any other ships. And I just end up thinking a lot of like why am I playing the Albemarle over any other ship? It does have a lot of health. It's got almost 10,000 health more than something like the Wichita, but again, it's so big, it is squishy to AP and HE. It's just like, why? Why do you play the Albemarle? And that's just the feeling that I had. Again, Benson spotted again, not radared. Like, you guys, I just... so much. I find this over and over. And I also found that, again, based on my positioning here at A, I would have loved to go in on that Benson and just like radar him and delete him. But with the Tirpitz, who I now see is firing HE, so he probably wasn't as much of a threat, but he could have been. And then the Massachusetts in mid, the Azuma, what is that, the Charlemagne, like, I just don't feel so confident in the Albemarle's ability to withstand all that fire to just go in a US heavy cruiser with the 27mm bow. I can go in on the island and be pretty confident that that Tirpitz is going to have a hard time doing enough damage to me to matter. He overmatches the Albemarle nose. If he loads AP, he can just shoot straight through it. It's just not the same. Yeah, I don't know. The Albemarle's fine. You saw I've done fine in it. I see why it's not more played than it is. And I'm a little disappointed that this build didn't quite end up being as spicy as I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be something fantastic. I wanted it to be amazing. It's just not. Here we can see those fantastic torpedo firing angles. Like, that is really good for a cruiser. Is he firing AP now? I honestly can't even tell. But it's still, like, especially for someone like me that's not amazing with torpedoes, that's just not enough to differentiate the ship in a way that makes me really want to play it. For someone that is better with torpedoes, maybe this build will end up being a little bit better. But you see two torpedoes there, and it's just like, it's fine, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough. Take out the Tirpitz. What was I over here? 1v3? Kind of whittled down a couple of these guys, but it's just... Still, there's a bit over here. We got the two cruisers left. The carrier's helping us out. That's nice, that's nice. It's an Azuma and a Charlemagne. So again, I just have to be so careful. If I show too much side to either of those ships, they just will absolutely wreck me. If they have AP loaded. Oh, Fletcher goes down. But again, like, they're just so far away. Do I use the radar in this map? I honestly don't even remember if I used the radar. You know, maybe I'm out of practice. I haven't been playing a ton of radar cruisers. I used to play them a lot. So maybe this is the kind of thing where have I forgotten? I'm losing. It's like gun again, because why not? I put 7 Plymouth shells in a Baltimore turret the other day, and it didn't get knocked. Like, I do not understand how gun turrets work. Like, somehow, I don't know, I don't get it. Anyway, what was I saying? Albemarle radar. I don't know, maybe I'm just doing it wrong here. I've got the AP loaded. He seems super flat, but it's like, no, the Azuma is just hugely long. It's basically the size of a battleship. So even though he looks flat there, he was still pretty angled, trying to knock a turret, but no, that's not for me, that's for you. We'll switch back to HE, but thankfully we bounced his as well. There's a decent AP, like, that's a pretty decent AP chunk. That's like 7k from HE. Did I say AP or HE? I meant HE, you know what I meant. We're gonna turn, he fired, just gotta get those out. Will they hit? Please hit. There we go, okay, he's done. Load AP just to see what this guy's up to, and sure enough, he's flat enough. This standard AP, kabam! We get a Dev strike for the double strike. Yeah, that was pretty much exactly how I planned it to go. You know, I've got to keep, I got to reverse so they can't just pinch me. But if I can draw them in just like that, that's like, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted them to come in on me like that, just a little bit, one at a time, take them out so I can stay angled to one versus the other, get the torps in action, and switch the AP, shoot the other one, like yada yada. You guys saw it? That was awesome. Exactly as planned. Here, this is nice to have the target locator, so I know where the destroyers are. You know, we see them both kind of positioned up that way last they were spotted. Red has battleship. Oh, he's like right on top of my blue battleship. So whatever's going on over there, then there's the destroyer and whatever. The target locator is nice here. But is it making all that much difference? Not really. I don't know. Overall, I would say my impression of the build on the album... Oops, goes down to the split. My impression on the Albemarle, or on this build on the Albemarle, is just... I'm disappointed. I thought it would be something special. It's certainly workable. I feel like a lot of different builds would be workable. Nice job, Graf Zeppelin. I feel like a lot of builds would be workable on this ship. I'm not blown away. I'm not blown away. And I'm not fully surprised by that. I recognize that based on how much I've seen this ship, maybe it's not the best. Maybe it's not got the most, I don't know, approachable, wonderful playstyle. But I was hoping that this kind of, you know, the secret jutsu, the target locator, agile, hybrid, accuracy, whatever build would push it towards a little something special, but it's just not. Oh, and here again, why the target locator is yet again kind of pointless. The carrier planes pick up the destroyer, so I would know he's right there anyway. Like, all it's given me so far is peace of mind. You know, I knew that he wasn't right on top of me, but I probably would have gone into the cap anyway, because that's just kind of what we have to do. And then the carrier picks him up with map spotting, so I know he's there anyway. I would know, even without target locator, that this guy's right here. And I pick him up because he's got 5/7 or higher detection anyway. Yet again, radar and the target locator are pointless. It's just like, why? Why does it matter? Why does it matter? I popped the sonar, but I know he's launched anyway, but it's just like, just in case he has some crazy wonky launch. I've been caught out by American torpedoes before, just because they are that much slower than I expected. Then I'm like, oh, they're definitely gone. And then I run face first into them, so might as well pop the sonar to get it going. I am running AL Talon, so I like to use my consumables when it makes sense. I don't know that that's the best, again, for this build. I don't know. None of this is definitive. I am an Albemarle master, but in my attempt to get a video out on every type of ship, and B, just because I have been playing it and I was excited about this build with Zlata Groza, just kind of get some feedback on it. I don't know. It doesn't elevate Albemarle in a way that I was hoping. You can't really get stealth radar. I guess maybe if you went double concealment inspirations, you would be close. I don't think you would get stealth, but you would be close. Even that with the build, you just don't have the damage output on the guns. Your firing angles aren't good enough. You don't have any way to disengage, and you're not tanky enough. It just doesn't matter that if you shoot it. Yeah, okay, so I radar here. Great. The carrier's already attacking it. I actually thought that I was just going to give him the kill. I was going to lose it because I kind of don't hit as many of that cell. You know, it was decent, but it wasn't everything. But yeah, I don't know. I had a goal of hitting 4K in the Albemarle. Got close. I had a match where, you know, my max XP, whatever, 36. Oh, just under 3,700. If it had been versus a Kaga, it would have been, but we'll see. Pick up the Kraken. Just sneak it over the edge, you know. You miss every shot you don't take or whatever Wayne Gretzky said. We get 31.95 and a Kraken. GG.